Their Excellencies, the Right Honourable Dame Patsy Reddy, Governor-General of New Zealand, and Sir David Gascoigne.
E honore gloria maunoro te whaeru e whakaaro pai ki ngā tānata katoa āmeni. E te atua, whakatau tia mai rā tō koro ai aroha tō koro ai manaki. Tō koro ai a whena ki unara ki tēnei hei te whare hoki o tēnei apu tō mata kaurari hoki, te kāwana tirana hoki o Aotearoa. Ke tau mai nau ki unu ki ona manuhiri ko tau mai ki moi tōna rōra. E tohu e nei hoki, a ki nā tohu aki o te kuini ai, o ina rane ki o ria hapiti. Nō re koe i eske a koe. Nā ki tia mātou, ai nui tēnei rā whakahihira. O tira anō rā ki te mutina o tēnei rā, ki hoki pai e mātou ki o mātou kāna, ki o mātou whāna. Nō re i hoa, koe ni eske a koe. Gloria ki toi no tapu. Amen. Nō re nā rana tira, e te tā kem, tēnei te mi eske a koe, mauria mai rā nā rana tira, ko tūra ki moi tēnei rā, tō tāra kahurane ki te kāwana tirana rā o Aotearoa. O tau ko tohu nye rā, ki nā tohu rā, o i hāpeti, te kuini o i rani. Pēnei koutou, tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou katoa.
E ngā mana, e ngā reo, e ngā iwi o te motu e hui nei. Tēnei aku mihi mahana kia koutou. Kia ora tātou katoa. Nau mai, haere mai rā ki te whare kāwana. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, warm greetings to you all and welcome to Government House. I specifically acknowledge Michael Wood, MP, Under-Secretary to the Minister for Ethnic Communities, Michael Webster, Secretary and Registrar of the New Zealand Order of Merit and the Queen's Service Order, our kuia Turupuai Higgins and our kaumātua Hemana Erewera. Tēnā koutou. It's a great pleasure to host this investiture ceremony and to bring together 17 honour recipients along with their family and friends to recognise the contributions they've made to our country. I appreciate that this is a difficult time for the family and friends of the recipients who are no longer with us, but thank you for coming today to honour their memory. As Governor-General, I have the authority and the privilege, on behalf of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the Queen of New Zealand, to hold an investiture ceremony for her and to confer the honours to which each recipient is entitled. Ladies and gentlemen, as each one is honoured, I invite you to join me in thanking and congratulating them for their service to our country. Hewitt Humphrey will now summon the recipients and read a citation for each one.
Your Excellency, To receive the honour of knighthood and the insignia of a Knight Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Sir Kim Workman of Levin, for services to prisoner welfare and the justice sector. Sir Kim Workman, Ngāti Kuhunganu ki Wairarapa, was appointed a Companion of the Queen's Service Order in 2007 for his services to prisoner welfare. Sir Kim stepped down from his role as National Director of Prison Fellowship New Zealand in 2008. He then served a 3-year term as Families Commissioner from 2008 to 2011. He founded the Robson Hannon Trust, of which he remains a trustee, strategic advisor and spokesman. The Trust oversees the Rethinking Crime and Punishment strategy, which he helped launch in 2006, and in 2011 founded Just Speak, a non-partisan network of young people speaking up for change in the criminal justice system. He's remained a board member and strategic advisor to Just Speak. He was a board member of Prisoners' Aid and Rehabilitation Trust from 2012 to 2013. He became an adjunct research fellow at the Institute of Criminology at Victoria University in Wellington in 2013. In 2015, he was awarded Victoria University's John David Stout Fellowship and began writing the book Criminal Justice, the State and Maori from 1985 to 2015. As an academic, he's contributed a number of book chapters and produced journal articles on various aspects of criminal justice. Sir Kim was awarded the honorary degree of Doctor of Literature by the Victoria University Council in 2016, and the same degree by Massey University Council in 2017.
Arise, Sir Kim.
Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of an Officer of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Ms. Christy MacDonald of Wellington, for services to the law and governance. Christy MacDonald has advised ministers of the Crown and government agency CEOs for nearly 40 years. She's represented the Crown in a number of significant criminal murder and serious fraud trials, reviewed petitions for the exercise of the royal prerogative of mercy, and provided advice to the Attorney-General on the grant of legal aid to the Privy Council. She's been involved with a number of public inquiries, including the Pike River Royal Commission, leading the Crown response as Crown Counsel. She's held a range of governance roles and is currently Chair of Kiwi Fruit New Zealand, Deputy Chair of the Electoral Commission, and a Director of ACC. Ms. MacDonald has held several leadership roles with the New Zealand Law Society and was appointed Queen's Counsel in 1999. Mr. Rory Stafford of Otarahanga for services to Māori. Rory Stafford co-lodged the Y56 claim on behalf of descendants of the Māori customary owners of the Nelson 10th land and occupation lands in Nelson, Motueka and Golden Bay, and has led the team dedicated to seeking restitution for 31 years. He's a member of the board of Waketu Incorporated and a key driver of Waketu's commercial businesses. He played a central role in establishing and has led the Manaki sector within Waketu, which is responsible for all scholarship and alumni programs. He's chairman of Kaputuhi Marae and the Maniapoto Marae Pact Trust. He worked on land reforms that impacted directly on the Māori Reserved Lands Amendment Act 1997. Mr. Stafford has been deputy chair of the Maniapoto Trust Board and a trustee of Pukipoto Farm Trust. Mr. Tom Thompson of Christchurch for services to the manufacturing industry, philanthropy and the community. Tom Thompson co-owns Elastomer Product Limited, EPL. Under his leadership as technical director and managing director, EPL introduced new plastic polymers to the New Zealand market. He was national president of Plastics New Zealand and president of the New Zealand Manufacturers and Exporters Association. He helped set up training programs and standards behind a qualification in plastics manufacturing and technology. Through EPL, he supported Westpac Trust Rescue Helicopter and other charities. He's been a founding member of the informal CADS Society of Industry Stalwarts, which has funded a number of community initiatives. Mr. Thompson has been an honorary fisheries officer, deputy controller at the Motunau Rural Fire Force, and a member of the Canterbury Museum Trust Board and the Forest and Rural Fire Association of New Zealand. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Ms. Ingrid Culliford of Whanganui for services to music and education. Ingrid Culliford has helped revitalise chamber music Whanganui and chairs the Whanganui branch of the New Zealand Institute of Registered Music Teachers. She organises the annual secondary school's chamber music contest in Whanganui. She coordinates and hosts the subscription series of touring Chamber Music New Zealand musicians. She's convener of the Sonia Wilson Music Competition in Whanganui. She was a principal music examiner for the International Baccalaureate Organisation and has taught music at tertiary institutes and secondary schools. Ms. Culliford is a past president of the New Zealand Flute Society and a senior examiner for the New Zealand Music Examinations Board. She performs regularly at community fundraising events. Ms. Lani Evans of Porirua for services to social enterprise. Lani Evans is manager of the Vodafone New Zealand Foundation, which aims to reduce the number of excluded and disadvantaged young people in New Zealand. She's led a strategic redesign, launched an accelerator program, and led the release of the Dream Lab app, which analyses data for cancer research. She co-founded grassroots grant maker Thank You Charitable Trust and sits on the board of the Peter Mackenzie Project, a 20-year spend-down fund focused on eradicating child poverty in New Zealand. She ran the Regional Volunteer Centre in Otago before becoming the founding co-convener of the national youth organisation Regeneration Aotearoa New Zealand. She's chairperson of the social enterprise Thank You Payroll. Ms. Terry McTavish of Dunedin for services to theatre and education. Terry McTavish has taught drama at Queen's High School in Dunedin for more than 45 years, 20 as head of the aesthetics faculty. She directs annual productions and has actively supported her students with fundraising. She represented New Zealand and London for Shakespeare Globe Centre Teachers Glow Global 2013. She was drama advisor to the Ministry of Education and has continued to act, dance, and direct nationally and overseas. She was a regular panellist on local television and has reviewed for National Radio and the Theatre Review website. Ms. McTavish is a founding member of Dunedin's Reviewers Collective, a frequent judge for arts festivals and co-sponsor of the Dunedin Theatre Awards. Ms. Vivian Maderborn of Wellington for services to human rights and social entrepreneurship. Vivian Maderborn is Chief Executive of UNICEF New Zealand. She was previously CEO of CCS Disability Action, CEO of Relationship Services, and Director of the New Zealand Disability Support Network. She was General Manager of Disability Support and Community Health Services for Waitemata Health Limited. She's taken on leadership roles in the social enterprise technology sector with organisations such as Inspiral and Lumio, which she co-founded. She served on the Inspiral and Lumio boards and PledgeMe's inaugural advisory board. Ms. Maderborn was a member of the New Zealand Social Entrepreneur Fellowship and has been a business mentor through the Tyndall Foundation's Capacity Building Scheme. Mr. Simon Mortlock of Littleton for services to the community and education. Simon Mortlock was founding partner of the law firm Mortlock McCormack Law. He devised and oversaw the development of the Launchpad scheme aimed at school leavers whose academic achievements might have otherwise limited their options. He established an annual prize for art students at the Christchurch Polytechnic School of Art. He was honorary solicitor for the Christchurch Special Needs Library for 35 years. He chaired the board of the Christchurch Early Intervention Trust and is now chair of the Rod Donald Banks Peninsula Trust. Mr. Mortlock currently chairs a trust working on restoring the Governor's Bay Jetty following damage from the Christchurch earthquakes. The late Mrs. Georgina Salter of Oamaru for services to netball. The late Georgina Salter represented Southland Country, Otago, and New Zealand in netball, including as a silver fern. She coached North Otago netball and served as regional coaching coordinator with the Southern Club in Dunedin and the Otago team. She coached the Otago Rebels to the inaugural National League title. She twice coached the New Zealand Under-21 team to the Netball World Youth Cup, coached the Auckland Diamonds for 2 seasons, and took the Cook Islands national team to the Netball World Cup. She mentored provincial and international umpires and encouraged and coached primary and secondary school netball. Mrs. Salter was appointed to the Hillary Commission from 1996 until 2002. Mrs. Salter's decoration will be received by Mr. David Salter. Your Excellency, to receive the Queen's Service Medal, Mr. Bhikkhu Bana of Auckland for services to the Indian community and sport. Bhikkhu Bana is President of the New Zealand Indian Central Association. He's been Secretary and President of the Pukekohe Indian Association. He organised a Diwali festival event at the Pukekohe Arts and Cultural Centre and helped facilitate the Mocha photo exhibition showcasing 125 years of Indians living in New Zealand. He represented Canterbury in cricket and hockey and has been a sports administrator. He was Counties Manukau Hockey Association delegate to the New Zealand Hockey Association. Mr. Bana is director of the New Zealand Association of Credit Unions and was involved with the New Zealand Steel Credit Union Board. Mrs. Winifred Bickerstaff of Napier for services to music education. Winifred Bickerstaff voluntarily organised community concerts for her students and those of other Hawke's Bay teachers in the 1960s and 1970s. She's been involved in organising monthly public concerts since the 1980s, coordinating teachers, adult students and advanced students to perform. She established the Hawke's Bay branch of the New Zealand Suzuki Institute, NZSI. She's held all positions with this branch and was the Hawke's Bay delegate on the national executive. She organised 2 national NZSI conferences hosted by Hawke's Bay. She developed an initiative to print and provide practice books to NZSI branch members throughout New Zealand. Mr. Andrew Buglis of Hokitika for services to outdoor recreation and conservation. Andrew Buglis has led the preservation and maintenance of backcountry huts and tracks in Westland. In 2003, he founded a website and established a group called Permalat for like-minded enthusiasts. The group has become a strong voice for the retention of backcountry facilities, as well as actively carrying out hut and track maintenance. Permalat's trust, which Mr. Buglis chairs, maintains more than 40 huts on the west coast. The Department of Conservation recognised the success of the Permalat model and funded the New Zealand Outdoor Recreation Consortium to grow volunteer effort to maintain the backcountry hut and trail network nationally. late Mr. Rod Eatwell for services to the community and outdoor recreation. The late Rod Eatwell was involved with school committees and youth groups in the Marlborough area. He initiated and organised and ran annual talent quests in Renwick to fundraise for the construction of the Presbyterian Youth Hall. He was Scoutmaster of the Renwick branch of Scouts New Zealand. He was Marlborough delegate for the South Island Promotional Association. He chaired the Inner Sounds Association and formed its ratepayers group. He served on the roading subcommittee of the Kenepuru Central Sounds Ratepayers Association. Mr. Eatwell worked towards eradicating Old Man's Beard from Kenepuru Sounds and supported the Queen Charlotte track from its inception. Mr. Eatwell's medal will be received by Mary Butler. Mr. Neil Livingston of New Plymouth for services to Taekwondo. Neil Livingstone established the Taranaki Taekwondo Club and leads all its classes. He's overseen the training of 19 students who still regularly attend classes, having achieved their black belts. He charges club members a low fee and has waived fees for students and families in financial hardship. He receives no payment as instructor. He's brought international masters to New Zealand to host seminars and has led groups of students to seminars in Australia and the United States. Mr. Livingstone led a group of students to South Korea on a tour of the sites of importance to Taekwondo's history. Mr. Brian Parker of Christchurch for services to the community. Brian Parker is part of Te Waka Pounamu and active with Waka Ama. He's a member of Sydenham Rugby Club and the Naval Point Yacht Club. He assisted with the construction of a pontoon off the club wharf, has served as Vice Commodore, and is currently patron and a committee member. He's involved with the Mount Pleasant Community Centre, graffiti busting in McCormick's Bay and Naval Point, and the Ferrymead Fire Brigade Historical Society. He was employed for 43 years with the New Zealand Fire Service, where he helped rejuvenate Fire Brigade Rugby and organised Waka Ama Challenges. Your Excellency, the investiture is concluded.
An investiture ceremony is the most important event that I hold on behalf of Her Majesty, the Queen of New Zealand. It allows me, as Governor-General, to recognise and thank an extraordinary group of people on behalf of all New Zealanders. By using their talents to make ours a better society, whether by service to their communities or by their leadership in diverse fields of endeavour, or their commitment to excellence in their field of expertise, our recipients have set a fine example to others, encouraging them in their own endeavours. To the recipients, it's been a privilege to hear your stories today. You've demonstrated determination, commitment and compassion in your daily lives. Each in your own way, you have helped make New Zealand a better place to live. In some cases, your influence and the positive impact of your work has extended beyond our shores. Your actions and the stories we've heard reflect the spirit of the words of Princess Tupuia Herangi when she said, "Mahia te mahi, he painga mō te iwi." When you work for the well-being of the people. Your contributions have enriched the cultural, social and economic fabric of Aotearoa, New Zealand. Please wear your insignia with pride, knowing that your communities appreciate and value your work and are inspired by your example. On behalf of the Queen of New Zealand and all New Zealanders, I congratulate you on your achievements and I thank you for your service to our country. Kia ora tātou katoa. Ladies and gentlemen, that almost brings to a close the formal part of our proceedings this afternoon. But before we break for refreshments, I ask you to stand and join me as we sing our national anthem in Māori and in English.